Shout out to Kopish.
Shout out to Kopish, guys.
Keep all the good work
the
up.
two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gill. Can't get much better than that, guys. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys.
Kopish.
Yes, people, big up yourselves each and every time. Welcome to this match preview for Liverpool versus West Ham Carabao Cup. It's about to get underway. Liverpool jumping in the third round. A couple of games already today. City are through, Chelsea are through, Villa are through. So some of the big boys are going to be in the fourth round of this one. We want to make sure we are one of them. And the crazy thing is, we have to play a Premier League team. I'm watching all these teams and they're playing against lower opposition. It's a little annoying because when you're playing against the type of teams that those teams are playing against, you can rotate, you can bring in the kids, you can do all that. But we are playing against West Ham, who are an established, good Premier League team. Yeah, they haven't had the greatest of start to the season, but they're still a good team with some great players. And because the manager's job is on the line, I have a feeling he's going to go ham in this one. I do. But big up everyone. Big up everyone for joining in. I see everyone in the comments. Big up yourselves each and every time. Please do make sure you remember to smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new. Let's get into it though, people. Let's talk about this game. Give me 1 second, people. Big up everyone in the chat, by the way. I'm not going to go through individual names because I'll forget somebody, but I see your comments. Big up yourselves, everyone. Right. I'm going to jump straight in with the lineup that I've picked. This is my team for the game. Hopefully you guys can. I think you can see that. West Ham. What do you think, people? Before I get into the team I'm gonna pick, do you think West Ham are gonna go ham? This is a question I wanted to talk to you guys about. Are they gonna go ham? Are they gonna go full strength? Remember, Lopetegui is he's under a lot of pressure right now. He hasn't had a good you know what I mean? He hasn't had a good start. And he's under the cosh right now. He is under the cosh right now. Is he going to risk going out of a cup and having even more pressure put on him from the fans, from the board, whatever? I don't think he will. I personally believe that he's going to go ham in this one. When I say ham, I mean he's going to play the big hitters, the big boys. He's coming to Anfield. He ain't going to want to get he's not going to want to get overran. He's not going to want to be dominated and you know what I mean, and whatnot. I think he's probably going to put out a full strength squad. He's trying to build confidence. He's trying to you know what I mean? He's trying to his job's on the line. With that being said, this is the team I've gone with. So for anybody listening and not watching, I have Kelleher in goal. I'm going with Bradley at right back. I'm going with Joey and Kwanzaa as the pair. And I'm going with Robbo. Now, the reason why I've brought Robbo in, and just quickly, I literally just noticed, John, you absolute legend. 4 years a member. I'm sorry, that's absolutely legendary. Big up your damn self, John, each and every time. Support for the channel has never, ever gone unnoticed, bro. Legend. Big up yourself, man. Yeah, back to Robbo. A lot of people are like, I'd play Tsimikas. Me personally, I think Tsimikas should play the league game. I think Tsimikas done really well in the last game. And I think he deserves to play in the league. And because Robbo is the more, rested, I would bring Robbo in. Another reason why I'm bringing in Robbo is because I do think we still need some leadership in the team. When you haven't got no Virgil, when you haven't got no Allison, when you haven't got no Salah, when you haven't got no Trent, when you haven't got anybody who is like perceived to be the leader. Yes, there's a few people in this team that I've picked that are the captain of their country, for example. But you need a lot of leaders to make sure that when you've made a lot of changes, people are still professional. And I think that's the reason why Robbo should be playing in this game, because I will play Simicast at the weekend. I know it seems weird, and this is a part that I wanted to talk to you guys about. I've gone with Jones and Endo in the pivot because I want Gravenberch and McAllister to be fully rested. And I know a few people have said should Naoni play. Is that not a bit much though to bring him in? Very young. I know he's played well whenever he's played. Very young though, and the West Ham midfield is very powerful and strong if they go with their first team. I think he could get completely overran in there. Do you get what I mean? I know a few people are saying play Morton. Is Morton in? I don't think he's in the plan. I don't think he's in the plan. And because here's the thing: if we had, and obviously I say this with no disrespect, if I looked at this team and we were playing against Notts County or we were playing against Bristol City, again, all due respect to these teams I'm naming, I would be reluctant to play any of the people that are like proper first teamers. But West Ham are a good team. We can't go too far the other way. In my opinion, we can't go too far the other way. So while we're trying to get game time and we're trying to get minutes into the legs of players who we need to make sure we keep happy, etc., I don't think we can go too far the other way either. And therefore, is Gravenberch or McAllister going to play in this game? Is Gravenberch? It's a very, very difficult decision. If we get overran in midfield, we'll be angry that we did rotate. Wolves away is a very difficult game at the weekend. We need to make sure we got everybody fit and on it. And again, I think Wolves have got a whole week off, right? To prepare them for that game. I personally don't like this midfield of Endo and Jones that I've gone with, because I think that midfield is weak as fuck. Especially that those two players have barely played any football. But I just wanted to talk to you lot and figure out what you lot think in that regard. I can see a couple of people talking about the fact that I play Szoboszlai and that he needs to be rested. He needs to be rested in terms of the amount of running he's done, yes. But you know what? He needs to find a bit of form again after 2 poor performances. And I think his pressing would be very important in this game if we go with Jones and Endo in a pivot, because there's not much legs and there's not much movement in that. And that would be the reason why I would play Szoboszlai. I think he needs to try and get a little bit of form. But I get the logic behind Szoboszlai being rested. So what are we thinking, people? Do we think that McAllister would actually come in, or Gravenberch would come in and play in one of these roles? And if Endo isn't played in this game, guys, let's just say for argument's sake, Endo isn't played in this game. Just sell him now. Just sell him now. If you don't trust him in a home game, in a cup game, when we're playing against less pressure, so to speak. We don't want to go out the cup, of course we don't. But the Carabao Cup is the least pressure that you will find throughout the entire season, bar maybe the semi-final and the final. But generally speaking, there's less pressure in the League Cup than there is in any other competition. So if you can't play him, or you don't trust him, or whatever in this game, then he's absolutely useless. He's absolutely useless. They, I don't really see the point. I can see a couple of people that are saying that Joyce has already said Endo will play. That's fair enough. I mean, I don't know if he's been actually given that information from Slot. So I still wouldn't take it as gospel, but fair enough. If he maybe knows a little bit of something we don't know, etc. I definitely think he's got. I definitely think he's got to play. And I know a few people have been saying that from what Slot said, that they don't think Chiesa will start. He never said Chiesa won't start, guys. He just said Chiesa's not ready for 90 minutes. He did actually say that Chiesa is fit enough to start. He's just not fit enough to do the whole 90. And therefore, I think he will play him in this one. Mo has to be rested. Even though Mo needs to find form, Mo needs to be rested. He needs a week off. 100% he needs a week off. And therefore, it has to be Chiesa. Even if, and this would be reluctantly, even if Mo came on for 20 minutes, half an hour, towards the end of the game when Chiesa's done his hour and then he comes off to, an hour in the bank, cool. Even if that will be the case, then I'll be all right with that. But Mo cannot be on the pitch from the beginning or 90 minutes or whatever like that. No. He can't. He can't. So yeah, that is the way I would look at it. Okay, so Joyce is, again, it's not gospel, but fair enough. Chiesa and Endo starting. I'm okay with that. They both those players need to. If you rest Soboslai, then who do you play in the 10, guys? If you rest Soboslai, who do you play in the 10? I've gone with Cody and Nunes as the other two forwards. I think you let Nunes continue his form and hopefully get another goal and continue to build up his confidence. Jota hasn't done well enough this season to warrant playing for me until Nunes messes up. I can understand Jota as a second striker playing in that 10, but I don't think it would be a good idea to play both of our forwards in the same game, because we have to be careful with them. So I wouldn't like the idea of them both playing while there's no alternative for either of them. You could play Jones in the 10, but then who would you play alongside Endo? Would you play Naoni if that's what you were going to do? I don't know. A lot of people could spin the block and they could be like, Jota should play in this game maybe for the confidence, and then we play Nunes at the weekend. I would get the logic behind that as well. I would personally just go with Nunes. It's at home, hopefully he can continue. And I think Gakpo at left wing, nobody disagrees with that, I don't think. He's in form, he's playing well. And I think Diaz needs a rest, because obviously Diaz has done a lot of running and played, and he looked quite tired in the last game after an hour as well. But yeah, I don't really like the idea of this team because of who we're playing against, because I think West Ham's going to go full strength. I know they've got a game at the weekend. I think it's Brentford they've got at the weekend. And they've got to be careful themselves in terms of their league form. But they're going to want to try and win one of the domestic competitions. And the manager's under bare pressure. If they'd have won maybe like 3 or 4 games and were doing well, then I don't think he'd be as bothered. But if he loses this game again, he's mad under pressure. So for me, that's why I think they're going to go pretty strong, West Ham. So the midfield worries me a little bit. It does. It does worry me a little bit. And I think it's not even just ability-wise as well. It's down to the fact that a lot of these people haven't played much football. Like, even if you look at the fact that was Nunes' first start, so he hasn't got much game time in his legs. Cody has played more, but still doesn't have a lot of game time in his legs. Jones and Endo pretty much have no game time in their legs. Kwanzaa has no game time in his legs. Bradley only has a little bit of game time in his legs. Gomez has no game time in his legs. Chiesa has no game time in his legs. So you're actually looking at Kelleher and Robertson and Soboslai would be the only players who've you wouldn't worry about in terms of game time. Kelleher's obviously a goalkeeper, and he was brilliant in the last game. And then obviously Soboslai, and Robbo, they played a lot this season, and they've done a lot of running. I would be worried about that element, that there's very little game time in the legs. It could flip the other way, and you could say they'll be fresh, they'll be ready, but match fitness is actually quite difficult to gain without playing. So even if you're fit, as in like your fitness is cool, your match fitness you can only gain through playing. And that's the reason why I would be a little worried about this team based on how many players don't have much game time in their legs so far this season. I guess Cody does have the international game time as well. I'm not sure if Endo's played international football this season. I think he did. So yeah, it could be a tricky one. It could be a tricky one, guys. But yeah, that's my 11. I'm not sure how you guys feel. What you lot were changing. A few people saying that they'd play Jota as the support striker, or maybe they'd start Jota. Nunes would be on the bench. Hold on a minute. Nunes isn't available, Teke's saying. Why would he not be available, bro? He hasn't traveled? But it's a home game though, bro. It's a home game for Nunes, bro. So I'm a little confused at what you mean there, bro. And especially, obviously, when you think about the fact that Nunes didn't get any international game because obviously he's suspended. So, a few people are saying they think Nunes had the day off today. That's fine. Maybe that's just about game management. Matt definitely needs a day off. I'm happy if he's had a day off. But yeah, that is the team that I will play. In terms of the scorer line, okay, he was given personal time off. Okay, fair dues. What do I think the score will be? This is another tough one. I don't see a clean sheet. I don't see a clean sheet with if Joe. Here's the thing. What if he plays one of Ibu or Verge? I get it, but from a worried point of view, because West Ham have got a good attack. But when do these guys get to play otherwise? And when does Virgil get to be rested? Or when does Ibu get to be rested? Do you get what I mean? Big up everyone jumping in as well. Love as always. Yeah, I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried about this one. I would go 2-1. I would go 2-1 if he was going to give if he was going to ask me to give a prediction. I'll go 2-1. I wouldn't be shocked if it went to penalties if we play this team or a weakened team. But I'm going to go 2-1 Liverpool. I'm going to keep the faith, and I'm going to hope that our forward line can grab us the victory. I mean, let's be honest. The midfield and the defense, we're and ahhing about a little bit, and etc. because of the situation. But that forward line, if that forward line played, that forward line is fire. People may disagree with me. That's fine. Chiesa, Soboslai, Gakpo, and Nunes. That's fire as a forward line, especially your backup forward line. Because let's be honest, what I've pretty much done there is I've put our backup starting lineup out. If you look at the situation from what it kind of seems at the moment as who are the starters and who aren't, Mo obviously is definitely a main starter. Diaz is obviously a main starter right now. And Jota is in everybody's eyes the main forward as well. So this is actually Liverpool's backup starting lineup in terms of forward line. And look how good that is. I'll probably say there are about 15 or more teams in the league that would take that as their front line, period. And that's our backup forward line. And I say that with no disrespect to these players, because you know Cody and Nunes are two of my favorites. You know how much I love Chiesa. You saw the gas when we signed him from myself. But I would probably still say this is the backup starting lineup. And there are other teams who would love to have this as their forward line. I'll say at least 15 other teams in the league would want this as their forward line, or this is better than their forward line, in my opinion. So, yeah, I would go with that, guys. That would be what I would go with. I really do hope we get the win, though. I do want to defend this cup. I understand people think that it's a lot of games, etc., etc. But I do want to win this cup. I do want to win this game. I want to retain it. It's nice, and as well, it's going to be a difficult season to win trophies this year, man. This new Champions League format, is definitely going to be difficult, 100%. And until we get like a lot later into the tournament, we're not gonna know exactly what effect it has. It could be 2 to 4. Well, it's definitely 4. It's definitely 2 extra, but could even be 4 extra games added onto the season as well with the way the Champions League's going right now. If you get far in the FA Cup, there's a whole load of games as well. And I want to win the league. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be difficult. I want us to go ham in a lot of competitions, but this is one of the competitions to try and actually get a win. Try and actually get a trophy. I would hate for it to be the only thing we won this season because I won it all and I want to win the big ones. But Slot would have still done exceptionally well if we go back to back, defend our cup. Slot gets a cup in his first season, and kickstarts everything. It would still be good. Yeah, freedom as well. These internationals as well, just piling up now. Obviously, we're preparing for a World Cup as well, isn't it? So just so many games. So yeah, we'll see. It's going to be interesting. Boo Rider Drift. Who does the new Champions League format serve best? Bro, I think it serves best the smaller teams because the way I've looked at it, after you've played your 8 games, I think it's 16 teams go into the playoff, right? And the top 8 go through automatically. Of those teams, you have got a much better chance of getting in there from being, I don't know, Shakhtar or who's it? I don't want to be disrespectful, but like, you know, like teams like Shakhtar and your Romas of the world, and you know, like those teams who are good, but they're just a little bit below. And that's why they never finished top 2 in their group. But now you have to just finish in the top 24 of what 36 teams. They could finish 24th, 23rd. You get what I mean? 20th and go through still. So I think the smaller teams are definitely the ones that benefit way more from the new Champions League format. Yeah, and you know what? Paul's got a point as well. The big teams can now make a few mistakes and still go through because you play 8 games instead of 6 games, and you play against more weaker teams. I think technically it's like 2 or 3 games are against weaker opposition than they would usually be. So yeah, the big teams can drop a few points and still go through, or at least still qualify for the next round of the playoffs. So yeah, maybe it benefits a lot of people, but I definitely think it benefits the smaller teams. And again, I don't mean small team disrespectfully. I just mean the teams that barely ever finish top 2 in their Champions League group. You get what I mean? Like it would normally be Liverpool and Bayern Munich go through and Roma go out, for an example, like if they're in the group. Of course, they might, but that's generally speaking. Monaco, you know, these type of teams are not rubbish teams. They're big clubs, but they don't normally do that well in the Champions League. They don't normally come out the group if they've got a Bayern Munich and a Liverpool or a Real Madrid or somebody like that in the group with them. They now can go through. So, people, big up yourselves as always. Hope you enjoyed this one. Give me your score prediction in the chat quickly, people who are live. Big up everyone who's live as well. Smash that like button for me. Subscribe if you're new. Big up for all the comments. And if you're watching this afterwards on replay as well, please make sure that you subscribe, like the video, and also let me know what your starting lineup would be for this one as well. Leave a comment and let me know. People, we will be back tomorrow for this game, live and exclusively on Big Up, also formerly known as Tifo, guys. So please, please, please do come and join us for that one. I'm going to drop the link in the chat right now, just so you guys can understand how to get there now. And now as well, guys, big news for you guys is that you no longer have to sign up before you get to watch a video. So for anybody who's not really been sure up until this point about wanting to sign up, now you don't need to do that. But hopefully you would want to sign up, guys, and come through and watch us, because that's where we will be exclusively now every week. And we would love for you guys to come and join us over there. So let me just get the link up for you guys right here, right now, so you know where to come. And it's very, very easy, guys, to sign up as well. Very, very easy. So link is in the chat right now. It will also be in the description. No referral code anymore, guys. No subscription. It is absolutely free. And we're having an absolute blast over there. Everybody who's already been over there with us knows the interaction, the comment section goes off, the gifts, the gifting. It's really, really enjoyable. It's really, really fun, guys. So please do make sure that you come and join us for that game and every game this season. I'm just going to quickly share with you guys so you can see here is the new beta version. There's been, obviously, not only has it been a branding change, there's also been massive improvements to the website and so much more. So yeah, guys, please do make sure, as you can see, bigup.com. Very, very easy, guys. Please do come and join us for that one tomorrow and for every Liverpool game, and also for the rival games on my tifo/bigup channel, Drifty TV. I've been doing all the big games, rival watch, keeping an eye on the Cities and the Arsenals and the Chelseas and the Man Uniteds of this world. So please do come and join me for those games as well at the weekend. And yeah, man, this one's been fun. Big up everyone who's in the chat. And we'll see you tomorrow, guys. 2-1 I'm going with. Let me know in the comments below what you're going with. And we'll see you tomorrow, people. Love as always. Big up your damn selves each and every time. We'll catch you on the flip. Peace!